Now, there was one thing that you said. Last time we chatted, we were talking about your work in Africa. And you were talking about one of your visits going back to one of the villages where you've met people and worked with people.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned how some of the women have actually sewn. Part of the work that you've done is it involves teaching skills. So some of the women have learned how to sew, and they've sewn dresses for Measha.
That's right.
And you're not wearing one tonight.
Oh Lord, those dresses don't fit. Are you kidding? Oh, those women are learning. They are learning to be tailors. The Kawempe project in Entebbe, Uganda, teaches former sex workers either the skill of tailoring or hairdressing. And I am not letting some woman in training, I do not even go to the student Aveda salon. I will not let some student touch my head. But I will allow you to make dresses for me. And none of the dresses fit. But then I can go back and they can learn from that and tailor it according to me. And it's like an ongoing process and we're all learning. And they're delightful. These women are incredible. And they're, it's not that we're sitting there at the sewing machine. And it involves, the tailoring portion involves like math, complicated math. So we're all like staring at the chalkboard, trying to figure out the measurements. I'm like, I can't help you. I'm like, I will wear it. And so we just have a good time laughing. And they've got like babies strapped to their back and they're like sewing away and I'm bringing in fabric. And it's a good time. It's a good time. It's just women hanging out. And then in the, I'll try and do some braids in the hair section. I'll braid like one of their children's hair or something. Like, I mean, black hair is a whole thing. I mean, really, it's like a community. It is a mad skill to have. And because I will tell you, black people always need their hair did.
Yeah.
So it's a good skill. And people will always need clothes, so there you go. So they're in a sustainable field that will help them support themselves and, in most cases, their children.
And when we were talking about that, you were talking about learning how to dance, like they were trying to teach you how to dance. And you said something that stuck in my head because it echoes in Toronto in so many ways. It's like you describe yourself as being this white girl in Africa.
It's true because, I am obviously a visible minority. I'm an African Canadian of Black Loyalist descent, blah, blah. And then I go there, but I am 5th generation Canadian. Like I don't have like the blood of the motherland coursing through my veins. So I go to Africa and I am like just like another light-skinned Westerner because, and I can keep time, but
Did the conductors think that too?
I am the rhythmic singer. I wouldn't say like I got rhythm. Like I can work it out, at the club. But I wouldn't say that the polyrhythmic quality to the African body when it is involved in some kind of tribal dance is anything I will ever be able to recreate. So when they teach me, they just have the most wicked time because I am so white. I can't even tell you how rhythmless I am. Like there's like a rhythm in the heels. There's a rhythm in the baby toe that they like. It's just like everything is moving in like this. And I'm kind of like, I'm just like flailing around. And then they're like getting the medic. Like but I love it. I give over to it. I have no problem appearing like a total idiot. It's for a good cause. It's for the children. I keep telling myself it's for the children. But it's so much fun. It's so much fun and it makes me weep. It's just so rewarding. It's good.
Among your musical projects that have been really interesting is you were in the YouTube Symphony Orchestra last season. And for those of you who may not know, the whole orchestra was auditioned via YouTube and then convened via YouTube, and then there was a week of master classes and rehearsals in New York City that ended with a concert at Carnegie Hall that Measha sang at, and that concert was broadcast on YouTube at the same time. And I was wondering if there's anything more like that coming up.
Well, I was called by Michael Tilson Thomas, like, at home, and I love, obviously, whatever MTT's cooking, I'm in. And I love this man. I love what he does for music education and outreach and composition and new music and blah. So they will pursue more with the YouTube Symphony. I think they'll have, more kind of online podcasts, and the instruction between what had happened leading up to the concert at Carnegie was the principals of, I think, the San Francisco Orchestra and the Berlin Philharmonic would do Skype rehearsals with the other instrumentalists so that they would be able to see the bowings, they'd be able to understand the articulations, they just generally have tutorials that were available to them online and sometimes live. So, and even when I was doing my rehearsal with Michael Tilson Thomas, he was in San Fran and I was in Toronto, and we were Skyping it out, and I was doing the weirdest piece by John Cage. So, like, anyone who had been walking by Michael's office would have been hearing like all this crazy, like, and like, we were just trying to come up with as many sounds as we could for this piece. So I think that there is real life, particularly for classical music, online, and Google and YouTube and Michael Tilson Thomas are really kind of tapping into that. And I was a soloist with the orchestra and had a really great time. And what was really cool about the experience, because I've been to Carnegie a few times, and leading up to that, and had done it with, on tour with the Cleveland Orchestra or in solo recital a few times, and they are always very, very, very strict about media and photos being taken and any video being taken. I mean, honestly, I was like taking a picture of myself in my debut at Carnegie, like with my own camera on myself, and they were like, "Oh, miss, there's no cameras." I was like, "Oh, there is today." This is my Carnegie Hall recital debut. If you think I'm not taking a picture, think again. So, but anyway, so they're always very strict about it. And I'd had, filmmakers want to come and video it. I was like, yeah, you can maybe inquire. It's like $10,000 an hour or something ridiculous. So YouTube and Google comes in, and they just buy the rights to everything. Every hour, every minute, every second for 3 days of Carnegie. And so before the concert starts, they say, if you have a phone, put it on vibrate, but feel free to take as many pictures and record the whole thing start to finish and post it anywhere for anyone at any time. And I was like, amen! Amen! So I think that should be, honestly, we get to sing this music for free. Classical music, before whatever, like before 1899 or whatever, before copyright laws, for free. These composers live but through us. So if we're not going to use every tool in our arsenal to like spread the good word of Mahler, Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, it's like they will die out. We will no longer know them, and it will be our fault. Yeah. So I'm into it. I'm totally into it. You do work.